this century, the underworld isn't just a man's game. From Maria Licciardi, who once buried enemies alive, Sandra Avala Beltran, who smuggled tons of cocaine, to Raphaela Delario, who is taking brutal revenge for her husband's death. These women aren't just surviving, they're thriving in the underworld. Stay right here as we uncover the chilling stories of these female mafia bosses who are still active in 2024. Maria Licciardi. Charming, very calm and ruthless, Maria Licciardi, an Italian godmother, was born and raised in Secondigliano, a Naples suburb and stronghold of the Licciardi clan. Her entire family was involved in the Camorra. Her father was a well-known local boss, and her brother Gennaro, nicknamed the Monkey, became the clan leader and a key figure in the Secondigliano alliance. Gennaro died in prison in 1994. Maria's husband, Antonio Tegemie, was also involved in the Camorra. Maria Licciardi rose to power as the head of the Licciardi clan after her two brothers and husband were arrested. Maria introduced significant changes, including breaking the Camorra's code against profiting from prostitution. The Camorra began buying girls from the Albanian Mafia, forcing them into prostitution, often under harsh conditions. On August 7, 2021, Maria Licciardi was arrested at Rome's Ciampino airport while trying to travel to Spain. She was accused of running extortion rackets as the head of the Licciardi Camorra clan. This increase in criminal activity made the organization even more powerful. Maria was known for her practical, intelligent, and ruthless approach. Unlike many male leaders, she avoided the spotlight and was never convicted of a crime. One journalist described Maria as managing the clan like a multinational company, always seeking solutions that would attract less police attention and maintain unity within the group. A judge noted that under Maria's leadership, the organization became more efficient and less emotional. In January 2001, Maria Licciardi bombed Judge Bobbio's office to stop his investigation into her clan. Despite the warning, Bobbio continued his work under police protection, leading to the arrest of over 70 clan members. Licciardi evaded capture multiple times, earning the nickname the Scarlet Pimpernel of Italy. However, on June 14, 2001, she was finally arrested near Naples while traveling in a car. She didn't resist and was imprisoned, with her brother Vincenzo taking over the clan until his arrest in 2008. Maria Licciardi was released from prison in 2009. On August 7, 2021, she was arrested at Rome's Ciampino airport while trying to travel to Spain. She was accused of running extortion rackets as the head of the Licciardi Camorra clan. The next mafia boss is a stylish, elegant, and intelligent lady. Sandra Avala Beltran.
Es agobiante.
Sandra Avala Beltran, known as the Queen of the Pacific, is a notorious figure in the Mexican drug trade. Born on October 16, 1960, in Baja California, Mexico, she came from a family deeply involved in narcotics trafficking. Her father was linked to the Guadalajara cartel, and her uncle was a major drug boss. Despite initially studying communications, Avala Beltran was drawn into the drug trade after a kidnapping by a cartel-connected boyfriend. Her connections with top cartel leaders and her family's involvement in the drug business quickly propelled her to the top of the industry. She was known for her lavish lifestyle, amassing a fortune and living in luxury. However, her rise was marked by violent conflicts and betrayals, leading to multiple assassination attempts and a life on the run. Her eventual arrest came after her son was kidnapped, which led to an investigation that uncovered her involvement in drug trafficking. She was arrested in September 2007 and initially imprisoned in Mexico City. Despite living in luxury compared to other inmates, she faced serious legal challenges. In 2012, she was extradited to the United States on drug trafficking charges, but managed to strike a deal with authorities, leading to the dismissal of narcotics charges against her. She was deported back to Mexico in 2013, where she served additional time for money laundering. She was released from prison in 2015. She currently resides in Guadalajara, Mexico. Now we are going to tell you about another mafia leader famous for her blue eyes with sharp brain, Herminia Giuliano. Herminia Giuliano, often known as Celeste due to her striking light blue eyes, was a prominent figure in the Italian organized crime world, specifically within the Giuliano clan of the Camorra in Naples. Her influence in the criminal underworld during the 1990s and early 2000s was significant, as she played a key role in the operations and leadership of one of the most powerful and influential criminal organizations in the region. Born into the notorious Giuliano family, which had deep roots in the Camorra, particularly in the Porcella district of Naples, Herminia was exposed to the workings of the criminal underworld from an early age. The Giuliano clan was infamous for its involvement in various criminal activities, including drug trafficking, extortion, and racketeering. Growing up in such an environment, it was almost inevitable that Herminia would become deeply involved in the family's criminal enterprises. As she grew older, Herminia's involvement in the clan's activities intensified, particularly after the arrests and incarcerations of several male members of the Giuliano clan. With many of the male leaders imprisoned, Herminia stepped into a leadership role, effectively managing and coordinating the clan's operations. Her responsibilities were vast and included overseeing drug trafficking operations, handling financial transactions, and maintaining alliances with other Camorra clans. Her organizational skills, intelligence, and ability to command respect within the organization made her a crucial figure in the clan's continued success. Under Herminia's leadership, the Giuliano clan continued to thrive and maintain its influence in Naples. However, her prominence in the criminal underworld also attracted the attention of Italian law enforcement agencies. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, these agencies intensified their efforts to dismantle the Giuliano clan and other Camorra organizations. Herminia Giuliano was eventually arrested in 2000 during a major crackdown on the Camorra, facing charges related to her involvement in the clan's criminal activities, including drug trafficking. Next Mafia boss on our list is Queen of Sonora, Clara Elena Labarin Archuleta. A beauty queen or a brutal mafia boss. Historically, women in the narco world were relegated to more passive roles, but recent arrests and indictments of female narco queens show a shift toward more active and powerful positions. One such figure is Clara Elena Labarin Archuleta, also known as the Queen of Sonora, and later as the Baroness of the Beltran Leyva organization. Born on February 19, 1964, in Agua Prieta, Sonora, Clara grew up to become a strikingly beautiful woman, winning the Miss Sonora pageant. Her beauty and social connections opened doors to high society in both Mexico and Spain, where she mingled with artists, diplomats, and other prominent figures. In 1997, Clara dabbled in the media industry, founding a company called ROTC Noticias Espectaculas and launching a magazine called Jeans, which only published 2 issues before failing. Her life took a dramatic turn when she became romantically involved with Hector Beltran Leyva, a key leader in the Beltran Leyva organization. This relationship drew her deeper into the world of organized crime. The Beltran Leyva brothers, Arturo, Hector, Alfredo, and Carlos, were cousins of Joaquin El Chapo Guzman and originally part of the Sinaloa cartel, a powerful alliance of several drug trafficking organizations. However, in 2009, the Beltran Leyva brothers broke away from the Sinaloa cartel, forming their own criminal organization, the BLO. This split led to a violent and ongoing feud with the Sinaloa cartel. In 2008, Alfredo Beltran Leyva was arrested by Mexican authorities. In 2009, after the deaths and arrests of key leaders like Arturo and Carlos Beltran Leyva, Hector L.H. Beltran Leyva took control of the BLO. His leadership ended with his 2014 arrest. Clara stepped into a leadership role within the BLO, a significant move for a woman at the time. She managed to hold the organization's territories and form alliances with other cartels, including the Juarez cartel, Los Zetas, and the CJang. However, in 2016, a failed negotiation led to a violent conflict with the independent cartel of Acapulco, turning Acapulco into one of Mexico's most dangerous cities. On September 15, 2016, she was arrested in Hermosillo with 2 kilograms of cocaine and firearms. Let's tell you about another boss lady, Marissa Maro.
After all this time, I've finally come to a point where I'm ready to tell my story.
It's a tale of transformation and survival. Born in Blackpool, England in 1967, Marissa was drawn into the world of organized crime through her family. Her father, Emilio de Havn, was a notorious drug dealer and enforcer for the Mafia, while her grandmother was a formidable crime boss in the 'Ndrangheta, a powerful Italian criminal organization. In the 1980s, Marissa married Bruno Marico, a high-ranking member of the Mafia. Together, they were deeply involved in the criminal activities that surrounded them, including drug trafficking and money laundering. Despite the dangers, Marissa remained loyal to her husband and the life they led, even as it brought them into the midst of bloody gang wars and perilous deals. In 1993, the law caught up with Marissa. She was arrested in a dramatic raid and convicted of money laundering. She was sentenced to nearly 4 years in HMP Durham, where she served time in the notorious H-Wing, sharing a cell with some of the most infamous female criminals in the UK. Over the years, she distanced herself from her family's criminal activities and sought to build a new life for herself and her children. Upon her release from prison, Marissa was determined to leave her criminal life behind. She pursued a degree in criminology, focusing on understanding the very world she had been a part of. In 2016, Marissa's grandmother passed away, bringing closure to a chapter of her life that had been defined by crime and chaos. Marissa made the difficult decision to visit her on her deathbed, reflecting on the complex emotions and bonds that had tied her to her family's criminal legacy. Today, Marissa lives a peaceful life in Lancashire. Next one on our list is a powerful window of the underworld, Raphaela Delario. Ruthless, ambitious, and powerful crime queen. As Italy celebrated its World Cup victory in 2006, a darker story unfolded in Naples. A mafia boss was gunned down, leaving a power vacuum quickly filled by his widow, Raphaela Delario. Raphaela grew up in a family deeply entrenched in this criminal world. Her father was a significant figure in a powerful Camorra clan, and from a young age, she was immersed in the codes and conduct of the mafia, where loyalty and power were paramount. In the 1980s, Raphaela married Nicola Panis, a rising member of the Camorra, in what appeared to be a strategic alliance to strengthen their clan's power. Despite keeping a low profile initially, Raphaela's life took a dramatic turn when Operation Spartacus, a major police crackdown in the early 2000s, targeted her clan, leading to numerous arrests, including that of her husband, Nicola. With her husband out of the way, she managed various criminal activities, including drug trafficking and extortion. In 2007, her reign nearly came to an end when rival clans ambushed her convoy in a well-coordinated attack. Despite being riddled with bullets, Raphaela survived the assassination attempt, earning the nickname Mafia, or the big female kitten, for her resilience. Following the attack, she intensified her efforts to maintain and expand her power, overseeing large-scale trafficking networks across Europe and diversifying the clan's operations into legitimate businesses. Raphaela's criminal empire flourished until June 2012, when a massive police raid led to her arrest along with 65 other clan members. Now we have another strong mafia leader from Palermo, Maria Angela di Trapani. Determined, strategic, and resilient mafia boss. Born in Palermo, the heart of Sicily and the nerve center of the Sicilian mafia, Cosa Nostra, Maria Angela grew up in an environment dominated by the mafia, where she quickly learned the ways of the criminal world. She married Salvino Madonia at a young age, and their union was both a personal and strategic alliance that strengthened their criminal network. In 1992, Salvino Madonia was arrested and sentenced to life imprisonment under Italy's harsh 41-bis prison regime, which limits communication with the outside world. Faced with the challenge of leading the clan in her husband's absence, Maria Angela chose to step up. She took control of the Resutana clan, showcasing her leadership skills and maintaining the family's criminal activities despite the significant pressures. Her role as a mafia boss became more evident in 2008 when she was arrested. Investigations revealed that she was effectively running the clan while her husband was in prison. Even after her arrest, Maria Angela managed to maintain control over the clan's operations from behind bars, using coded messages and trusted intermediaries to manage the mafia's activities. In 2017, a major crackdown led to the arrest of 25 individuals connected to the Resutana clan, including Maria Angela. Despite multiple arrests, she remained a formidable force within the mafia, managing internal conflicts and strengthening alliances with other powerful clans. Christina Pinto. A godmother from Naples, Christina Pinto, also known as Nikita, was a woman deeply involved in the Camorra, the powerful crime syndicate in Naples, Italy. She became a hit woman for the Camorra, leading a dangerous and violent life. Her journey into this world began when she was very young, and she quickly gained a reputation as a fearless and ruthless enforcer. Pinto was known for leading punitive expeditions, where she was tasked with punishing or killing those who crossed the Camorra. At just 21, she was already a prominent figure in the organization, trained to be as tough as any man. One of her most notable missions was ordered by her boss, Mario Perella, who wanted her to kill a drug dealer who had defected to another clan. She shot the dealer but didn't manage to kill him, which was unusual for her. Her life in the Camorra was filled with violence and close calls. In August 1991, she was nearly killed when rivals sprayed her car with bullets from an automatic rifle. Miraculously, she survived by hiding under the car seat and later escaping by taking control of a passing car. Christina's life took a turn when she was arrested and sentenced to 23 years in prison. During her time behind bars, she missed out on much of her daughter Elena's life. Now out of prison, she is secretly managing her mafia. Our next mafia boss is also from Palermo, Giussi Vitali. Influential and cunning Queen of Palermo. Giussi Vitali was born on August 16, 1967 in Palermo, Sicily, into a family deeply entrenched in the mafia's world. Her father, Michele Vitali, was a prominent figure within the Sicilian mafia, which ensured that Giussi was exposed to the criminal underworld from an early age. Growing up in such an environment, she quickly learned the ways of organized crime, setting the stage for her future involvement in the family's criminal enterprises. By the 1990s, Giussi Vitali had firmly established herself within the family's family's operations. Her responsibilities included overseeing various illegal activities such as drug trafficking, extortion, and other forms of organized crime. Her role was crucial in managing these operations, and her exceptional strategic skills and leadership abilities played a key role in consolidating the family's power. Giusie's adept handling of the family's criminal affairs allowed her to rise through the ranks, becoming an influential figure in the Mafia's hierarchy. One of Giusie's primary tactics for maintaining control was her use of violence. She orchestrated brutal retributions against both rivals and those within the organization who threatened her authority. These acts of violence were not only a means of enforcing discipline, but also a way to assert dominance and deter any challenges to her leadership. This ruthless approach ensured that her position within the Mafia remained secure and unchallenged. As the 2000s and 2010s unfolded, Giusie Vitali's influence continued to expand. Her role in managing the family's criminal operations became even more significant as she was involved in several high-profile cases. Despite the growing competition and internal conflicts within the criminal underworld, Giusie's leadership enabled her to maintain a tight grip on the family's activities. However, her criminal endeavors did not go unnoticed by law enforcement. Giusie faced numerous arrests and legal battles throughout her career. Charges against her included drug trafficking, extortion, and other serious offenses. Despite these setbacks, she continued her activities as a Mafia boss. Giusie Vitali's impact on the criminal world and her role in the Mafia's operations remained significant. Our next Mafia leader is from Australia. Renee Lawrence, notorious and resilient queen of the highway.
My name is Renee Lawrence. I am the only female member of the so-called Bali Nine.
Renee Lawrence, born on November 8, 1971, in Newcastle, New South Wales, Australia, emerged as a notorious figure in the Australian criminal world. Growing up in a working-class family, Lawrence faced numerous challenges and legal issues from a young age, leading to her involvement in criminal activities later on. Lawrence's criminal career took a significant turn in the 1990s when she became involved in drug trafficking. She was deeply engaged in smuggling and distributing illegal drugs, which established her reputation within the criminal underworld. As a member of the Bali Nine, she was arrested on April 17, 2005 at Ngurah Rai International Airport in Bali. Indonesian police found nearly 2.7 kilograms of heroin strapped to her body. On the same day, several other members of the group were also arrested, including Chen, Nguyen, Sukumaran, and Norman. Chan, another alleged ringleader, was arrested at the airport with no drugs on him. Lawrence accused Chan of threatening her life if she did not cooperate, and later claimed he offered her money, but she retracted these statements. There was controversy over the role of the Australian Federal Police, who had reportedly warned Indonesian authorities about the drug smuggling plot. This led to criticism that the AFP did not adequately protect Australian citizens. In December 2005, as the trial began, Lawrence and other members of the Bali Nine faced legal challenges. Lawrence admitted her role in smuggling drugs but denied owning or selling them. During her trial in January 2006, she pleaded for mercy, attributing her actions to fear of Chan. On February 13, 2006, Lawrence was sentenced to life imprisonment alongside Rush. Despite her claims of coercion, the Indonesian judges found no evidence to support her allegations. While in prison, Lawrence attempted suicide twice and had a broken arm from self-harm. She also had a complicated relationship with fellow inmate Chappelle Corby. In April 2006, her sentence was reduced to 20 years by the Indonesian Supreme Court. Lawrence was eventually released and deported to Australia on November 21, 2018. Upon her return, she continued her activities as a Mafia leader. Next boss lady on our list was once a member of the Sinaloa cartel, Dolly Cifuentes Villa. Notorious trafficker or a criminal heiress? Dolly de Jesus Cifuentes Villa, born on June 14, 1964 in Medellin, Colombia, is a well-known drug trafficker connected with the Sinaloa cartel in Mexico. Dolly is a member of the notorious Cifuentes Villa clan, which has been heavily involved in drug trafficking. Her family, known as the Cifuentes Villa Drug Trafficking Organization, played a significant role in the drug trade. Her brothers were key figures in this criminal empire. Francisco Cifuentes Villa was a pilot for Pablo Escobar and amassed assets worth over $200 million before his death. Fernando Cifuentes Villa had connections with the Cali cartel before he passed away. Jorge Milton Cifuentes Villa, another brother, was arrested in Venezuela in 2012. Her involvement in drug trafficking became prominent when she was arrested in Colombia in 2011. Subsequently, she was extradited to the United States in August 2012. In January 2014, she was sentenced to 5 years in prison for conspiracy to import and manufacture cocaine. However, due to a legal agreement between Colombia and the U.S., she served only 2 years in Colombia and 3 years in the U.S. Being released in 2015 and returning to Colombia, Dolly's connection with Jaime Alberto Uribe Vélez, the brother of former Colombian President Álvaro Uribe, brought her additional notoriety. Their romantic relationship, which occurred before Álvaro Uribe's presidency, attracted media attention, especially since Jaime Uribe was linked to Pablo Escobar. Jaime Uribe died in 2001, and he and Dolly had 2 children together, Ana Maria Uribe Cifuentes and Daniel Alberto Uribe Cifuentes. Although Álvaro Uribe publicly claimed ignorance of the affair, it was a significant aspect of Dolly's story. The Cifuentes Villa clan, under Dolly's leadership, trafficked over 30 tons of cocaine for the Sinaloa cartel starting in 2007. After her arrest and extradition, Dolly faced 5 criminal charges in the U.S. 4 of these charges were dropped, leaving her convicted of conspiracy to import and manufacture cocaine. Following her release in 2015, Dolly returned to Colombia and resumed her activities. We are going to take you to Philadelphia to meet a boss lady, Thelma Wright, rich and elegant queen of Philadelphia.
I always wanted to get married, maybe have 2 children, have a nice home, those kind of things.
Unlike most criminals, Thelma was grounded, low-key, and had a strong religious and athletic background. She didn't come from poverty or abuse, but was attracted to the flashy lifestyle of drug dealers she saw in her neighborhood. In 1977, when she was in her early 20s, Thelma Wright met her future husband, Jackie Wright. He was one of the top heroin wholesalers in the city who had connections to the Black Mafia, a ruthless Philly street gang known for killing police officers. The couple had a child, a son they named Jackim, in 1982. Tragedy struck in August 1986 when Jackie was murdered. His body had been found with a fatal gunshot wound to the head, rolled up in a rug. When her husband was murdered, Wright was faced with a choice: start life over on the straight and narrow, or take over the family business. With a taste of success and the lure of easy money, Wright began transporting cocaine and heroin between Los Angeles and Philadelphia. Thelma initially worked in the numbers game, a form of gambling, before turning to drug trafficking. She was strategic and smart, learning to profit from drugs by cutting and selling them at high margins. Although she didn't carry weapons herself, she had connections for protection. She expanded her drug operations and even worked with a partner in the drug trade. She had a near-death experience in a violent club shooting and seeing her associate get arrested. She ruled her mafia in a very organized and systematic way. Next mafia boss is the Guatemalan drug queen, Marjorie Dadiana Chacon Rossell. Young and stylish Queen of the South, Marjorie Dadiana Chacon Rossell, often referred to as the Queen of the South, is a Guatemalan businesswoman and one of the most infamous female mafia boss and drug traffickers in Central America. Chacon Rossell was born in Guatemala, but little is known about her early life. She became involved in the drug trade in the early 2000s, quickly rising through the ranks due to her business acumen and connections with powerful cartels. Unlike many other figures in the drug trade, she was known for maintaining a low profile, which helped her evade law enforcement for years. When she rose to power, her operation was responsible for smuggling large quantities of cocaine into the United States. She used her legitimate businesses, including a chain of luxury boutiques, to launder money from her drug operations. Her influence was so vast that she became a key figure in the narcotics trade across multiple countries. In 2012, Chacon Rossell was arrested by Guatemalan authorities. Her arrest was part of a larger crackdown on drug trafficking in the region. In 2014, she was extradited to the United States, where she faced charges of drug trafficking and money laundering. Her trial revealed the extent of her operations and her connections with other notorious figures in the drug trade. In a surprising turn of events, Chacon Rossell cooperated with U.S. authorities, providing valuable information about the inner workings of the drug trade and the connections between different cartels. This cooperation led to a reduced sentence, and in 2015, she was sentenced to 12 years in prison. After her release, she resumed her activities as a mafia boss. The last mafia boss lady on our list is from Florida, Charmaine Susette Roman. A humble grandmother or a dangerous mafia leader? Charmaine Susette Roman, born on July 4, 1971 in Jamaica, grew up in a tough neighborhood in Central Village, St. Catherine Parish. Seeking a better life, she moved to the United States, but her journey took a surprising turn. Roman became the leader of one of South Florida's largest marijuana trafficking rings, a story that blends crime, luxury, and a double life. Roman lived a flashy life in Florida, driving a Land Rover, living in a fancy condo, and frequently gambling. She seemed like a typical wealthy grandmother, raising her grandson and enjoying life. However, behind this image was a different reality. Roman was secretly managing a multi-million-dollar drug operation. Authorities had been watching her since 2006, suspecting her involvement in drug trafficking. She was in charge of the gang's finances, laundering millions through the Wynn Casino in Las Vegas while paying far less in taxes. Roman also had a habit of winning big with lottery scratch-off tickets, collecting $187,000 between 2009 and 2012. Her gambling, though significant, was just a hobby. The real money came from her drug dealings. In September 2013, after years of surveillance, Roman was arrested during a sting operation called Operation Warehouse 13. The authorities seized over 3,000 pounds of marijuana, $200,000 in cash, 15 guns, and several cars. She went from humble beginnings to leading a major criminal enterprise, blending a seemingly normal life with a secretive and dangerous one. Which one of these mafia ladies is the bravest one in your opinion? Let us know in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe, and click the card on screen for more spine-chilling stories. Stay safe and see you in the next video.